And we're live! Alright. And I'm not going to re-explain the rules or pull up episode 1 where I do that. We're just going to jump into it. You've seen the title, you've seen the nonsensical, hilarious thumbnail, and it's Dygo React.
Oh my god.
Yeah? What's up?
Naruto looks weird.
I thought it was the perfect
That definitely
thing.
looks like a Naruto rewrite.
Yeah, and it's Dygo hit 200k, and so we're celebrating, and it isn't just coincidence that we're doing this, and so that's the real reason. So shout out Dygo hitting 200k. He's actually at 201 now, but he did his 200k celebration like today, so I'm just gonna count it. Either way, here we go.
To the rewriting Naruto series
us reacting to his 200k.
Oh.
And before we start like the stream, so if Dygo gets to have 4,000 likes or whatever on these videos, we should too. You might as well send a super chat too. Instead of making $0 on this video, we can make $1. Yeah, you help us out and become a member too. Anything else we never join the Discord. Do all the algorithm things. Click the buttons. Expand the comment section.
And in
case, literally, type out your comment one letter at a time. So, 100 comments per person.
And in case you don't know what the algorithm things are, just go watch our, on the Screenwriter's Perspective channel, our Itachi versus Jiraiya video.
Yeah, you'll come up with plenty of creative ways to support the algorithm. Okay,
Part 8, a series of videos where I rewrite Naruto, making changes to improve the series for my personal taste. This is only part 8 of this very, very long series, so definitely subscribe so you never miss any future rewrite videos. Like this video to support the channel and the series as well. The goal for this video is 500 likes. If we get 500 likes within the first 24 hours from when I upload the video, I'll drop the next rewrite within a week. If you'd like to further support the channel, become a member and get awesome perks. Link in the description for that. We finally begin Naruto
everything
Shippuden.
you just said,
First of all, let's get something out of the way. The prologue in the anime in the very...
so this is just not in the manga first and foremost, and so I'm just imagining
that's
he's
probably what
he's
mentioning. Yeah, that's what I'm guessing
first
he's about to say
episode of
right
Naruto
now.
Shippuden.
That being said, I've always loved it, because it's freaking cool.
Well, I thought it was cool too, yeah.
Is bad. If I was rewriting the anime, I would remove that entirely because it ruins the surprise of seeing Sasuke for the first time when it's actually supposed to happen. Let's get to the story now.
Well, to be fair, it doesn't ruin the surprise of seeing him for the first time, because here, we're seeing him for the first time, and we're surprised.
Yeah, that's one thing. I'll also add, it's a lot more expected in the Tenchi Bridge arc to see him there. Considering they're at, they've already run into Orochimaru at the hideout, so you are expecting to see him there, whereas you're not expecting to see him in the first 10 seconds of Shippuden. If anything, you're just more surprised with the flash-forward scene. So in terms of his point, I disagree, but in terms of his feeling, I understand.
Well, no, I totally get it, but I wouldn't do it. What I will say is it ruins the second time we see him, not the first time.
Yeah, exactly. Which is the time it really matters. So, I get how he feels. Oh, Dygo said he may join later, but he has to record a video tonight.
I'm thinking it's the one he's going to record about a YouTuber.
Is it? Oh, okay. I potentially know what you're talking about. If it's the one we were going to react to anyway.
It's whatever one he was referencing in stream earlier, because he's already made that video as you saw, but we'll have to do that too.
Well, okay. Well, anyway, Dygo, if you're listening, do you think Naruto should have used Kurama's chakra versus one-tailed Shukaku
Well, if you do think it, you didn't say it in the rewrite.
Did you think of it?
I hope he randomly, whatever we say at some point in time, he just, retcons it to be, an episode, 65. Oh, and by the way, flashing back to episode 9 here, off screen, this happened.
Yeah, I changed my mind because of the walkie-talkie podcast.
All
right.
Speaking of the episode, okay.
Arrives back at the Leaf Village with Jiraiya, and he does the same thing here as he did in the original, standing on that tall post looking over the village. Before he meets Kakashi,
okay, real quick, okay, I'm sorry to pause it again.
God,
okay, so
a minute and 7 seconds, and we are 38 minutes into the live stream.
okay, just rewind it like 5 seconds so we get to Naruto standing on the thing.
Looking over the village. Before he meets Kakashi, however, he goes down and walks some more with Jiraiya along the village streets. Naruto sees villagers and they're all looking at them when he passes by. They also...
So, last we saw, and I think this was when he was rebuilding the ramen guy stand, last we saw in part 1, the villagers hated Naruto more than ever before.
Yeah, because of...
Yeah,
I forgot why.
Don't think we got any further updates on that, so that's the last thing we knew. So, important to consider.
Whisper things, and Naruto hears it. Oh no, the demon is back. I thought he would never come back. What? The QB is here again?
Why would they think
Son,
that?
Come on, let's get out of here. We shouldn't stay here. This cements to the audience that Naruto is still an outcast and despised by the village. Naruto is sad, naturally, when he hears all those things, but he is much less affected than he would have been in the past. Jiraiya says, remember Naruto, you'll prove them wrong for your deeds. You have become quite a shinobi. Naruto says, yeah, they'll see who I really am. Believe it. Jiraiya smiles. At this point, they encounter Kakashi, and the conversation with him goes largely the same. Naruto then meets back with Sakura, and their interaction here will change. First, there will be no romantic feelings between the two. Naruto just got over Sakura before the time skip. Ooh. However, Sakura being Sakura will still ask Naruto if she looks more like a woman now.
Can I just say, and feel free to pull it up in the manga if you want, the first panel of Sakura in Shippuden looks absolutely stunning. Kishimoto was at like the top of his game on that panel. It is just gorgeous the way that they did Sakura's initial first show at her time skip design. It just looks fantastic. I saw it earlier today.
I'll pull it up.
Because it does obviously look like Shippuden Sakura, but it feels like this is an older part 1 Sakura, and it feels like they're revealing the design as it's a big thing. To say, this is Sakura all these years later. It almost feels like, in a weird kind of way, not in terms of feeling, but in terms of kind of feelings, it kind of feels like what they're doing with Sasuke's time skip design, how they're basically turning it into a spectacle. This isn't a spectacle for Sakura, but it's like a low-key moment without any, like, build-up to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I will say,
and obviously color.
Yeah, Kishimoto's art is just so good, bro.
I know, it's just so good. Oh, I was also looking at the panels.
He actually draws Sakura really good in these. Now I want to go skim back to like the Sasori fight and just see if he changed how he drew her.
Yeah, I think
she looks really good in the bell test still.
Oh, this looks so good. This wasn't even what I was thinking of. So maybe I was looking at some... Here, you know what I was looking...
She still looks really good in the Kazekage rescue arc here. All right, let's go check her in like later.
Yeah, I think Kazekage rescue, the big difference there is she's more serious, but then I feel like over time, Sakura loses her uniqueness to her character design. Like by the war arc, it's more bland, a lot more generic, a lot more assimilated to the rest of everyone else's character designs. Like feels like they just got a certain style that they just went with at a certain point. But
yeah, let me just go look to Pain arc when she's like screaming Naruto.
Well, it's probably a very unique panel on its own. I don't think Sakura's character design in all things is gonna be.
Yeah, I think it's just her war arc outfit. I just don't. Yeah. I like her pink red thing.
Yeah, shout out this person.
Especially considering Naruto and Sasuke. You know, honestly, why did Kishimoto do that? Because Naruto and Sasuke aren't wearing the generic war arc outfits. Now, I understand Sakura's actually in the war, so it makes sense she should be in uniform, but she was in the medical office, man. She can wear, like, her medical outfit, you know? Tsunade's not wearing it. None of the 5 Kage are wearing the jacket things.
I also did want to shout out this. Sakura's reaction to finding out that when a Jinchuriki's extracted, it dies. This hit me hard earlier today. So this is the anime, which is already doing really, really good here. This reminds me of when she finds out that Naruto is in love with her by Sai, and that like realization like sinks in very slowly in the anime. It feels like they're doing that for when Sakura realizes it here. But in the manga, it's even better. Like, she's just crying the whole time. It's so good.
Oh, okay. That's more changes.
Yeah, look at that. It just looks good. And like the dialogue too. Naruto, it's you we better hurry. She's gonna say worried or whatever. Yeah, but it's like the Sagittarius.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Was removed in
when I realizes. So I haven't read through. I stopped. So I really need to just restart and go through again. But I was reading the Naruto manga up until like the start of Search for Tsunade arc is when I just stopped, and because I started doing something else. I don't know. I started
reading.
No, but the Naruto manga's good, bro.
Hey, at least I'm consistent with it.
Like as a manga, like especially in the colored manga, it's just so good at conveying emotion even without the anime. Like if you're able to, I mean, Oodie, I know you say gross reading, but if you're capable, you're physically able to muster up the Boruto Blue Vortex reading every month, I just don't see how you can't read the Naruto manga.
Well, that's not reading, it's a life experience.
Then experience it. Without reading, just experience it.
Yeah. Are we? Oh, I sent you a funny picture, by the way.
Yes, I did see that.
Okay. Okay, you did send it. Okay, in the Discord, it wasn't the bottom picture. It was the top picture that you sent that I was saw earlier today when she's like turning around when she like first sees Naruto.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, look at her face. That's like not Shippuden Sakura. That's an older Part 1 Sakura. Isn't that cool? It just is, though.
I mean, honestly, though, just look at like the page of Naruto being like, you haven't changed at all. You just look so good there.
I know.
Like, and then, like, again, these aren't like, this isn't like impact crazy shots. Just like, no, he just looks drawn well.
Yeah. And Sakura, I feel like part of this is she has her Part 1 demeanor and just like her soft face from Part 1, whereas she usually doesn't have an expression like this in Shippuden.
So yeah, it just is she also has a rounder face here. I noticed in what the anime does. I feel like in anime it's just more of a pointed chin, but that might just be Kishimoto versus anime.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay. I see that. I'll also add, while we're doing this is like the perfect time to do this. I don't see any other better time that will ever pop up than right now, so I might as well do this now. Going to Naruto topics, if I can ever find where it is. Okay. Oh my god, there's so much stuff in here. But there was a panel of Tsunade that looked
Yes, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Where is it?
Maybe it's art. I don't know. Intro topics? Here. Intro pictures?
Intro pictures? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep, intro pictures.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So ignore the top left. The bottom right, this just is Sakura with Tsunade's color scheme. I thought that was so funny when I first saw it. Like, if we get this in like a black and white and we just remove the diamond on the forehead, you would say this is Sakura. In fact, I want to do that now. Is there a way that I...
No, just make it black and white and then say, who is this?
Yeah. And I feel like we could remove the diamond, even though Sakura has a diamond on her forehead.
You could just keep the diamond, I think, because if you remove the diamond, the answer can't be Tsunade. With the diamond, it could just be Warark.
That's fair.
Oh, Tsunade.
That's fair. Okay, let me real quickly just to get it out of the way since it's annoying. It's only gonna take a second. Don't even need to do it perfect. Just get as much of it as I can without it being too annoying. Okay, it's pretty good. Just real quick, touch-ups here. Boop. Colors on.
While we do this, I'm gonna go ahead and start cooking some salmon.
Sure. But chat, how are you doing tonight? I say as if they can verbally respond back to me.
Yeah, we'll figure out what you said in 30 minutes.
If we ever check. Okay. And boop. 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 Okay. That's as good as I'll get that.
You can make it a community poll though. Just say, who is this? Sakura Tsunade.
I don't want to make it a multiple choice. I want them to have to comment.
Okay, do it both ways, but do the comment one first, and then a few days later do the poll.
Okay. Erase that. Let me go to, I guess, Luna pick, since that'll probably do it. Nah, I'll just go to pick monkey, since I know how to do it there. Oh, annoying. Let me log in. Okay, Kamui, I cannot hear what you're saying. Give me a second. But you're talking so I can hear you when I can.
I'm not saying anything, but why can't you hear me?
Yeah, my audio's being annoying, so it's gonna keep doing that like all night, I can already tell. God, is it happening?
Well, wait a minute.
It is. Oh my god.
If I think stream can hear me. Okay.
I might as well during this intermission, 1 minute in.
I still don't think they can hear me in this case, but okay.
Okay, it should be good. At least for now.
Hello?
Hi.
Okay, well, what I was going to say is, I don't think there was much point in me continuing to talk, because stream wasn't going to hear me anyway, if you couldn't.
No, stream can hear you, even if I can't.
I don't know how you have to set up.
It's a thing with my headphones. It's annoying. But I work with it. Anyways. How do we do again?
Well, anyway.
Can I undo? No, I want that not done. Wow, there's really no way to undo that. Can I control Z? Okay. So effects make a lot more sense. It's at the bottom. Let's see which one. Black and white? No, we'll do super black and white. Oh, that, yeah. Yeah, that's Sakura.
Post it in chat so I can just see it via that way.
Here, let me make sure these settings are good. The higher contrast, the more... But we'll just leave it at 50. Actually, no, we can lower the... Yeah, do a little bit like that. That's good. Okay. So I will put this in chat. What do you think about that? Do you like that more, or this version, which is slightly different? Pretty much the same thing. But
I like both, but what's the numbers for each?
Well, here, I can just do a more absurd one.
I think the top one as of right now, but I was gonna say you could try in between.
Oh, and in between, no, I was gonna go with that second one being the in between. So here's a little bit more of an extreme one.
It's in between 1 and 2, though. You could try.
Okay, so barely doing anything. You can't even really tell the difference between 1 and 2. There.
Delete the third one so that we can see the new number 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell the difference.
Oh, I deleted 2. Well, what I get for not scrolling down. All right, well, there's 1 and 4. The only 2 that exist now. Practically the same thing. Might as well be 2. You know what? Just for all the hard work I put in, we'll just go with 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with 4.
I can't wait till Kawaki kills Boruto already. Shout out Markavelli the Dawn and Space. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad that we got to catch chat up on how this works. Speaking of chat, they say, yo, what's up, Naruto? Shout out Aslender XJG.
Yeah, shout.
Out. So, Kamui, I wanted to point out how we are an hour and 21 minutes into this, and we have so far covered 2 minutes of the Dygo React, 95% of that being the intro to the video. Do you sometimes wish we had self-constraint? Just any of it? Just any
yes.
amount?
Yeah, yes. Sometimes I do wish it, but sometimes I'm glad we don't.
Same. I was thinking that while I was in the bathroom.
The funny thing is that, like, I feel like when it comes to these Dygo rewrites, or just any reaction we do, in addition to obviously reacting to the video, we are experts at using any little thing in the videos as segues to derailments. For example, I did not plan on talking about alternate flash forward scenes for the Naruto Shippuden anime, but because he brought it up, I had to ask.
Yes. Well, let me just point out that this stream has been 3 times over as long as this entire video so far. 2 minutes in. He has, I just want to point this out. He has made 1 small note of a change, technically 2, the prologue thing, and then the fact that the villagers are whispering that Naruto's back, and that's it.
And the fact that Sakura and Naruto don't have romance.
Well, we already knew that, so just saying that still isn't okay. So we've turned those 3 tidbits into an hour and a half of content.
Yes, we are experts in this field. I can't wait for Dygo to come back for recording his video. I hope he comes back to join. It's like, you're still only 2 minutes in. But you just pretend, we were waiting for you.
See, if he came back now would be the best part, then whenever we're about to start again and he joins in like 2 minutes and we're 4 minutes in and it looks half as impressive as it did before.
I know. Well, he needs to record a video at 1:41 a.m. It's 50 minutes later.
Got a point. You should like DM him like, hey, how's that video going?
Honestly, that'd be pretty funny.
But if we're ready to play.
Yeah.
Okay.
She really wants some affirmation, and Naruto is someone she respects after the Sasuke retrieval arc. Naruto looks at her, concentrated, pondering. We then get a flashback. Naruto is training with Jiraiya. He is very tired and roughed up from training all day long.
So is there any like transition or reason we're getting this flashback now, or is it just cutting from Sakura to Naruto train, like a hard cut, like in this Dygo React video?
Yeah, like is this flashback helping Naruto figure out his answer to Sakura's question?
Well, we learned in part 1 he just doesn't like Sakura. So.
Rewind it like 5-10 seconds to just so we can re-examine this cut. Okay.
Naruto looks at her, concentrated, pondering. We then get a flashback.
Okay, so yeah, he just is doing this to think of his answer to Sakura's question.
Yeah, okay.
Naruto is training with Jiraiya. He is very tired and roughed up from training all day long. Jiraiya says, Naruto, good work for today. We can rest now. Naruto says, panting, No way, Pervy Sage. I can still train more. Jiraiya says, Idiot. Resting is also important for a shinobi. Naruto is a little annoyed at that, but says, Sure, I suppose. Jiraiya laughs and says, Oh, come on, Naruto, you're making good progress. Resting will do you good. Naruto says, Yeah, but there are things more important than resting.
So do you agree with me? I just have a feeling he's going to give Naruto a lot of OP things coming into the time skip because of the complaint.
Naruto will be stronger and have new jutsu. Absolutely. I know he's going to do that.
Jiraiya says, Of course there are. But tell me, Naruto, what do you think is the most important thing for a shinobi? Naruto thinks and says, learning a super powerful jutsu.
That is something Naruto would say.
Of course, that's not the most important thing. Well then, maybe having the guts never to give up? Aha! Now you're onto something. But there is something else. Something I would say is equally important.
So, okay, real quick, Kamui, tell me what you've always thought about this. I've always hated the word, like, guts in Naruto, like, to never give. Just say, to never give up. That's way cooler.
Okay. I was gonna say I've never had any problem with guts to never give up, but I think you have a great point. Just the most important thing for a shinobi is to never give up, which just kind of makes more sense.
Yeah.
That said, Tales of a Gutsy Ninja's got a nice ring to it versus Tales of a Ninja, so I'm
well, you can still have Tales of a Gutsy Ninja. That doesn't need to change. You can also have modern Hashirama saying they want to spill their guts to one another. That's fine too. It's the Warring States era. Doesn't make sense for Naruto to say it.
Sure. Real quick though, I feel like I'm curious what you think Jiraiya's gonna say. I feel like he's gonna say, you know, the guts to practice restraint or something along those lines, basically to restrain yourself or to know when to stop. Blah, blah, you get the idea.
Yeah, because he was just implying that rest is just as important as anything else. He was gonna say it's just the most important thing.
But the funny thing is, I don't know where in the series, I think Kakashi just says this somewhere, like, to Naruto or something. Like, I'm pretty sure this line of dialogue just exists in Naruto, just in a different scene.
Yeah, well, Kakashi probably says it to Naruto when he wants to go get Gaara back in the Kazekage rescue. Like, when they're traveling to the...
Yeah, I don't know when, like I said, I don't know when it is, but I'm pretty sure Kakashi just says what I'm guessing Jiraiya is about to say.
It's probably there. Considering he almost definitely didn't say it when Naruto's training the Rasen Shuriken, since that almost goes against the point of what Naruto was doing there.
Exactly. I don't think it's there, but...
like, why would Kishimoto write that in if he's having Naruto eating Sakura's disgusting food pills at the same time?
Yeah. So I think you're right about the Kazekage rescue scene, but it could be somewhere else too, but I think it's there.
Can I also just complain that guts to never give up doesn't even make sense? Why would someone give up? It's not because they're too afraid. That's never been Naruto's issue with giving up. It's because it's hard.
Yeah, but people will say you've got guts in terms of like...
oh my gosh.
Not giving. I feel like I would say it doesn't make sense. Like, I get your point, but I think it's used now.
If not more. Naruto's eyes open wide in attention. Tell me, Perfect Sage, I want to know. Jiraiya laughs and says, well, I think it's about time for you to learn that anyway. Naruto says, Come on, tell me now! Very well, listen closely. Naruto's attention is 120% focused on Jiraiya. The most important thing for a shinobi is
it's gonna be
his woman. What?
Yeah.
Are you freaking kidding me?
You
You
tell
really
based on
are
how
a
much
perfect
they're
sage!
building it up.
Jiraiya gets a little embarrassed. No, Naruto, I'm serious. A shinobi's woman is a shinobi's strength. Jiraiya starts making his characteristic
and this is why he's thinking about this, talking to Sakura, when Daigo's emphasizing that he doesn't like Sakura, and building up all these Hinata moments. Okay.
moves to emphasize his point. A shinobi's woman will dictate how powerful that shinobi will become and take care of him forever whenever he's wounded from battle.
Yeah, just like the Gaara fight, where he fought over his love of Sakura to win. Or the Haku fight, when he was fighting for someone precious to him, like Sakura.
And other things as well. One could say the woman is the soul of a shinobi. Naruto is confused. What about kunoichis? Don't get sidetracked, Naruto. Naruto says, you say all that, but you've always been single your entire life, and you're over 50. Jiraiya's face drops. As a matter of fact, the only women that you've been with were only with you because you paid them. Jiraiya's face drops further. And I've noticed a pattern, really. All those ladies you've paid have a striking resemblance with Granny Tsunade. Jiraiya's face becomes completely uncanny. How couldn't you get over her after 40 years?
Daigo loves making characters just go on a lot of a tangent. Not saying Naruto wouldn't do this, but...
Shut up, Naruto! Jiraiya screams so loud that Naruto gets a little scared of him. Sorry, I didn't mean to push your buttons, Pervy Sage. Jiraiya sighs. Regardless, a shinobi's woman is his soul. But there is another detail. The most important thing for a woman to have. The thing you must always look for in a woman, Naruto.
What
we already know.
Again. Maybe Pervy Sage is onto something.
We both
Jiraiya smiles and says, the most important thing for a woman to have
That's why you won't pick Sakura.
Large boobs. What? We cut back to the present with Naruto analyzing.
Okay, Daigo played that pretty well, though. Jiraiya slowly saying it as bluntly as possible. Naruto's, what? As you just immediately come back. Stupid. Look at it, Sakura. I'm imagining this is probably going to replace the sexy jutsu scene to where Sakura is going to punch Naruto for Naruto saying what he's about to say instead of that.
Okay, true, because Konohama's not even in this rewrite. But hypothetically, it would be funny if Konohama was in the rewrite for this scene, where he would do sexy jutsu, and then Naruto would be like, now that's more like it.
Yeah, Sakura, why can't you do that?
Yeah, why don't you look that way? Or maybe Hinata will show up, and he'll be like, no, that's what I'm talking about.
Or he just like quotes Jiraiya as bluntly as possible, like Sakura, look at those big boobs. That's so stupid.
Sakura's new appearance. He looks at Sakura's chest, noticing it's rather flat. Sakura looks embarrassed, but eager for Naruto's response. Naruto finally says, how can I put it, Sakura? You look... disappointing. Sakura's face becomes mega ultra uncanny. Jiraiya, who is watching the exchange between the two, face palms and thinks, what is he thinking? Never be that straightforward like that, Naruto, not if you don't want to die. After that...
Man, remember when he didn't take out the fact that before Jiraiya pushes Naruto off the cliff, Naruto does everything he wants to do, which includes hugging Sakura? And Jiraiya saw that, and Naruto was there.
That's anime only, so Daigo didn't include that.
Yeah, but I'm not going to care about that fact. So, take that.
Okay.
That there will be another change. Konohamaru doesn't exist. It's Iruka who shows up. Iruka will ask Naruto about his training, and Naruto will
Iruka does the sexy jutsu.
tell him that he has learned an amazing new ability. Sakura will be all impressed by Naruto's growth, and Naruto will say, Iruka-sensei, check it out! Naruto will then use his improved sexy jutsu, and Sakura will punch him, and the scene will happen largely the same way it did in the original.
So... this would be a objectively worse rewrite, but technically could be better for this moment, to where Naruto just doesn't have sexy jutsu in part 1, and he learned it only because of what Jiraiya's flashback told us here. So this is like the debut of the jutsu.
That's not where I thought you were going with. That's even crazier. Instead of Aruka, it's Hinata who shows up, and he's gonna show her his jutsu.
Look, Hinata, it's inspired by you!
Exactly. I thought of you every day when I learned this. Then she starts blushing and passes out. I couldn't have made this jutsu without you, Hinata.
And then he looks at Sakura. I never thought of you once!
Original. The bell task will go about the same way. The actual fight between Naruto and Sakura versus Kakashi was actually skipped over in the manga, so I don't see a problem in making the manga version here like the anime version when we see the fight.
See, he does include the anime. I don't want to hear it.
Okay, like once in a blue.
Hey, that's all Gaara needed.
The result is the same. They get the bells, and that's what matters. The next edition.
Well, no, that moon was blue.
Making will happen after Naruto encounters Shikamaru and Temari when he was with Sakura. That scene goes exactly the same way. After that, though, before Naruto goes to Ichiraku to have ramen with Iruka, Naruto and Sakura will be just walking on the street talking about their training over the last 2.5 years.
Okay, that's cool. Real quick, okay, God.
Yeah, back to Dygo, right?
Okay.
Scare as they turn around and see Hinata. Naruto says, Hinata? What? I didn't notice you there. Hi. Sakura, still a little spooked, thinks, I didn't notice her at all. Why would she sneak up on us? Hinata is blushing, looking to the side. Naruto, after the initial jump scare, is warm and friendly towards Hinata. He says, so Hinata, how have you been? Hinata says, I've been good. It's good to see you again, Naruto. Hinata blushes even more. Welcome back to the village. Hinata grabs Naruto's hand and says, it's really good to see you again.
These clips just make her look so serious.
Hand, and then
So, are you okay / liking it more that Naruto seems to have more romantic feelings towards Hinata early on? Because I did like him being an aloof idiot who just sees Hinata as a really good friend.
I like it both ways. So
I guess you just hate the
it's kinda
Naruto
hard.
story.
Huh?
You just hate the Naruto story, I guess.
How?
The canon!
I said I like it both ways. How does that mean I hate the Naruto story? I didn't say one was a land. I only said I like it. How do you come to that conclusion?
Very easily.
looks at her blushing face. She sees something just beyond her shyness.
She
She sees a fervent willingness to cherish and protect Naruto.
Nah, bro, you
Hinata's
okay?
eye.
But anyways, so I just want to point out we are now 2.5 hours in.
Has our rate increased or decreased?
I think
We've increased, but
I think it's technically decreased, but only just because we were 2 minutes in before. Like, that's such little in comparison. Because, like, as the numbers approach 0, the percentage change would flexibly change as well, so it's weird. Which, actually, in my opinion, in real life, that applies to us most in terms of gas prices. Like, if a gas price drops 10 cents when it's $2, that doesn't mean as much as when it's $1. You get so much more with that 10 cent difference.
yeah.
But you get the idea.
Sakura then thinks, I never realized you had a crush on Naruto, Hinata. I guess that's why she snuck up on us.
You never
Naruto,
realized
a
that.
little
That's such
embarrassed.
a lie, bro. Okay, that's definitely a rewrite right there. Because in part 1, Sakura knew.
Yeah. Actually, okay. Keeping that in mind, I don't like this more, but it would be interesting, Sakura's reaction if she never found out that Hinata liked Naruto, and how that would play into her opinions with the Sasuke thing. Because, like, she can almost, like, be okay with going after Sasuke, knowing Naruto does have somebody for him. But if she doesn't know that and thinks that Sakura is the only person for Naruto, would that be like a guilt or burden on Sakura, maybe? Make it more of a difficult choice. It could be,
especially given what they do in the 5 Summon arc. But.
Yeah, it's like she can't like fall back or rely on this way to almost like run away from the problem in a way. Like she has to choose. Then again, this never really did anything for her with Lee, but
true.
Obviously, that's different though. Lee and Naruto, different dynamics for her relationship.
I mean, for the most part, the Lee one is just a gag.
Exactly. Lee isn't in love with Sakura.
He is, but it just is a gag.
Alright, back to Dygo.
Looks at his hand.
Where is Naruto here? He's got like a Konoha symbol banner thing over here, his house. But then the ramen poster.
I think it's his house.
Sure. What's this? Like
I was wondering about that. It's not like a frog drawing. Like the frog's hands just really bad. But...
I can see the frog now. It's so stupid. Oh, yeah, if it's like a summoning contract, that could actually be really cool. Like he just has
I don't think
like,
it's a summoning contract, but
it's not, but it'd be really cool if it was. Just hanging up in his house.
And it's being held by Hinata and says, "Thanks, Hinata." He then thinks, "Man, Hinata sure is nice, and she looks really cute now." Hinata then realizes she grabbed Naruto's hand. It seems like she did not do that consciously. She quickly lets go of it, getting even more embarrassed and shy. Sakura looks at that scene and smiles.
So despite what he just did, I really feel like he's going to take away Hinata's shy, timid persona in Shippuden. Probably early on as well.
I don't think he likes it that much in the first place, so he's probably going to do that.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess I'm okay with it either way. Obviously, it's...
I personally, like, I'm the right person, probably. I feel like most people don't like Hinata's personality.
Yeah.
I do.
I agree.
I enjoy it.
I agree.
But...
Absolutely.
I mean, especially considering there's no one else like her in the series, you might as well have her be unique in this aspect. If you take that away, what even is she?
Like, she is uniquely, and I think this is one of those ones where I'm going to say that the manga's going to do the exact same scene. It's just funnier in the anime because the voice actors in them do a good job, and then the music in the background. Mm-hmm. But like, I like the scenes of Hinata just blushing until she faints. It's funny.
Yes.
Thinking, they actually look cute together. There's one thing I have to mention about Hinata. I am changing her outfit for the rewrite. She will have her the last...
So, okay, because they're doing this, what is he ever gonna do in the 5 Summit arc when this is almost the point, is these dramatic teen shipping things?
I'm also curious about Hinata's confession in the Pain arc, because you can still do all that, but it's gonna become increasingly more obvious to Naruto by that point.
Yeah,
Naruto's gonna say it before that scene at this rate.
She says it, Naruto's just like, I know.
Yeah.
Yup.
Also, okay, I'm pretty sure this is fan art, but there's just a Hashirama poster on the right.
I know, yeah, I was gonna point that out too. It's funny, just a random picture for no reason. I'm just saying.
I'm also curious.
Oh, yeah.
But go ahead real quick.
Well, if concepts like this can be fan art, that means they probably are canon off screen. And if we're gonna say Sakura doesn't know who Minato is until the war arc, this is just ridiculous.
Well, I am curious. The problem is I don't know what screenshot of the manga or anime is used as the reference point for this image.
So what I'm saying is, if the manga doesn't have this in there at all, and the fan artist is just making it up, I can see how the fan artist would come up with this idea very easily, because it's very believable.
It's also funny. Just to throw it in there.
Tells me it's something that I could very easily imagine being canon to the Naruto universe, even if Kishimoto didn't think it up.
I don't know, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what scene this is from, so I would love to check. I just don't know where to start.
I feel like saying what scene this is from is inherently missing the point of what I was saying, if that's okay.
It is, but
okay.
Regardless.
Sure.
What I was gonna say is, I'm very curious why he's specifically changing her outfit to the Naruto the Last outfit now, for any reason.
Maybe he just thinks it's hot.
Maybe. I'm gonna be the unpopular opinion. Probably, I prefer her Shippuden outfit.
I agree.
Over the Naruto the Last one, but
yeah. Is that unpopular? Why do you say that's unpopular? Nobody even talks about that.
I just expect people. Everyone loves the Naruto the Last design. I'm the odd one out. I don't care. I don't think they're that god tier. Like, yeah, Sasuke looks cool, whatever. I think heavy Sasuke or the Tenchi Bridge Sasuke looks better, in my opinion.
I mean, I agree, but that is Sasuke's second best design.
But, like...
But nobody's...
everyone...
calling out the last design. Nobody cares about Shikamaru's character design and Naruto. That's just Shikamaru. Like, they're pointing out the cool character designs that happen to be in Naruto the Last. Not that Naruto the Last has all the cool character designs.
Nah, bro. Everyone's gassing up Naruto and Sasuke.
Yeah, do they talk about Hinata?
The best designs of all time. I don't think they are.
Nobody's loving Hinata's design. I've never seen that.
Oh, really? Nobody, huh? I think I found someone right now.
Okay, listen. All I'm saying, do you love Sasuke's Tenchi Bridge design because of the design? Or because it's in the Tenchi Bridge arc? It's ridiculous. Exactly.
I'm confused now.
Perfect.
What are you trying to imply?
That's right where I want ya.
I don't know if I follow your point, because I feel like no matter which way I interpret it, we're gonna have a problem. So let's say I interpret it as the Tenchi Bridge arc's the answer. Well, one, that's interesting. I guess everyone loves Tenchi Bridge, but two, that's implying they love the Naruto the Last designs because they're in Naruto the Last. I don't think that's true. So let me go to the design answer. It's because the design's cool. Okay. I'm not sure how that works as a response to my point about how everyone's gassing up the Naruto the Last design.
Well, because they would have to gas up every individual specific design, or more notably in this case, Hinata's. Who's gassing up Hinata's besides right now with Dygo? You cannot use that same joke twice. Exactly.
I don't know, probably Mello. off of no basis.
Well, Hinata does have...
feels like someone who would do that.
Hinata has something that a very manly person would like, so...
Well, she has been Shippuden too, though. They have a whole scene in the hot spring dedicated to that.
Oh, God. Whatever.
But anyway, let's see his reasoning.
Outfit during Shippuden already, which means she is quite a bit more sexy. Naruto seeing that outfit suddenly has a memory flash. He sees Jiraiya in his mind's eye telling him, the most important thing for a woman to have are large boobs. Naruto looks at Hinata's chest. His eyes open wide and he starts to blush, quickly averting his gaze. We see both Naruto and Hinata getting very flustered and self-conscious. Funnily enough, Naruto starts to act like Hinata
that he made a minute ago.
Yes.
Acts around him. Naruto thinks, pervy sage, I think I finally understand. I feel like something has awakened in me. Naruto, still averting his gaze, says, so, Hinata, going on a lot of missions lately? Hinata says, still embarrassed, I haven't gone on a mission.
Okay. I'm writing that down in IRL tab or whatever for flirting prank or whatever.
Oh my God.
Okay.
We do the Naruto thing. Oh my God, that'd be so funny.
So, going on lots of missions lately? Bro, they aren't even going to interpret it as flirting. They're just gonna be confused. Which makes it all the funnier.
Have you been writing down all these changes, by the way?
Oh, no. Okay, so
I understand we've definitely gotten very derailed at any point, but there's been a lot of changes. A lot of them small, but like they add up. Like he just changed the entire. I mean, he's still in the intro scene. Like Naruto's just halfway through the first episode still. He just changed every interaction aside from Kakashi's belt test.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I think that is worth noting is Naruto likes big boobs, and Hinata has the last design. Is there anything else I should write down that's worth writing down?
The flashback of Jiraiya's training and the big boobs thing, I guess.
That's
Naruto talking to Hinata the way he is. Well, actually, yeah, just talking to Hinata at all.
He does that anyways.
Nope, not till later. Not till after Kazekage Rescue.
No, it's at the beginning. It might be anime only, but it's at the beginning.
No, he doesn't talk to her. Hinata just like stalks him, I think, and then that's it. I don't think he talks to her. He doesn't see Hinata until the scene of them under the tree where he doesn't remember Shino's name after the mission.
Was that Kazekage? Well, when is that?
That's after Kazekage Rescue.
That's really stupid if that's true.
Yeah, I know, but it's true.
If it's true,
that's
I don't
when
like
he's
it.
like thinking about asking Hinata to go on the mission before they meet Sai and all that.
Okay. Anyways, Naruto doesn't like Sakura and likes Hinata, and Sakura just figured that out. I feel like that's all we need. Okay.
Now, Naruto is surprised at that. But why? Hinata says, "You see, I'm the next in line to become the leader of the Hyuga clan, so I have to take care of my responsibilities related to that. I haven't had time to go on missions anymore."
I hope Naruto's a flashback to being like, "What? Neji was supposed to be there."
Well, obviously side branch shenanigans, so I can imagine why, but...
Naruto gets angry, as that reminds him of his encounter with Hiyashi, Hinata's father, a long time ago. "Your dad's being troublesome again?" Hinata says, "No, I'm doing this because I actually really want to, Naruto." Naruto takes another peek at Hinata's chest. His nose starts to bleed. Hinata realizes that and gets even more embarrassed. She says, "I have to get going now," and she jumps away, leaving Naruto and Sakura behind. Sakura looks at Naruto with a nod.
Okay, I don't even like the idea of Hinata knowing that Naruto is goggling over her breasts. It just feels wrong.
I feel like she should be clueless. Like, she can run away embarrassed that Naruto had a nosebleed, just not know why he had the nosebleed.
If anything, I think it'd be funny if she doesn't know what the nosebleed represents. It's just she's trying to like, "Oh, Naruto, did you like trip and fall? Here's a tissue," or something stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like it's funnier when they're. It's fine if they both have some understanding, but I, at the very least, like when they're both oblivious of the other person. Like, Naruto has no idea that Hinata likes him, and Hinata has no idea that Naruto's like fondling over her boobs. Like,
exactly. So obviously, I just want to get the elephant out of the room. This is a pretty big change for Naruto in general as his character, because in canon, he just doesn't have any interest in women like this. So.
Well, no, that's not true. It's just not this extreme.
Well, what are you thinking of?
There's definitely scenes of Naruto being like pervy. Like, for example, like he was gonna like peep at Sakura in the hot spring or something. Like, there's scenes of Naruto being pervy at different times, but like it's just not to this extreme like Jiraiya. Like Daigo's making a much more Jiraiya level.
So whereas yes, most of that was in part 1, and regardless if it's a part 1 or part 2, I feel like that's more of Naruto being mischievous and a knucklehead, then the reason that he would be peaking. It wouldn't be the same reason Jiraiya's peaking.
I mean, for the most part, I agree, but there is some overlap.
I agree. But
my point being that Naruto is a little bit pervy. He's just not this pervy.
Well, it's also, if he's pervy, it's like not open or out in the public at all. Like, he would never do this in front of others. It's just more normal level.
You know, it's just slightly above average. You know, like, it's not outrageous.
I don't even know if I would say that. I feel like every other character in the series has something more outside of, like, the characters that almost aren't there at all, like freaking Shino or Kiba.
Oh, that's true, but...
Wow. I mean,
but
everyone else ends up with someone.
Sakura herself is also similarly levels of perviness.
Yes, she absolutely is. I completely agree with that.
But to be fair, though, in comparison to other characters, like, you have Jiraiya at the top, then you have, because of sexy jutsu, like Ebisu Iruka and Hiruzen, then you also have, similarly, Kakashi, Kakashi's really number 2, but he's like the secret pervert, who's the super pervy, but he's also secret because he just reads the books or whatever. But, and then you can make jokes about, like, Minato or whatever, but, like, not actually. But after Jiraiya, Kakashi, Ebisu, Iruka, and Hiruzen, actually, no, I'm gonna move Hiruzen higher. Okay. You have Jiraiya, then you have Hiruzen, Kakashi, and then, like, Ebisu, Iruka, and then Naruto, Sakura, and Konohamaru, and then everyone else, pretty much.
Sure. Okay.
Probably I would rank perviness, unless I'm just forgetting some characters, but...
That's fair.
Kaguya.
How do you think... Can we really count Kaguya? We just don't even know enough yet. You might have just been caught off guard by how ridiculous it was, or maybe she was
blushing. I think she was blushing.
Yes, but I think Sasuke would do the same thing if Naruto used sexy jutsu to punch him right before that.
I wish he did, bro.
But that doesn't mean that Sasuke's pervy side's coming out. Like, I feel like Sasuke's not even like, oh my god, really.
It depends. Because haven't there been scenes of, like, yeah, like Killer Bee, Naruto's son Killer Bee, doesn't even phase him. So Killer Bee's not pervy.
Well,
but then again, isn't there a scene of Killer Bee being pervy somewhere else?
Yeah, like, no, he's always talking about boobs, it feels like. He's always
like Samui's boobs or something.
Yeah, so I just think it's
just didn't work.
I think it just I think it works for his character. It just wasn't for him. I see it working that way. It's fine. Maybe that's just my justification, but I see why. But either way. What I'll say is that this is a little bit extreme for me. Maybe that's just me. But it feels like Naruto was never about this, and Dygo isn't just, like, easing it in or incorporating it in the background. No, these, like, going all in right from the very beginning of Shippuden.
Yeah, I would say for his rewrite, he could have either shown some of this a little bit earlier, like when Naruto's training with Jiraiya in the Chunin exams, maybe there's like a scene of Naruto being pervy with Jiraiya or something, or he could have made this a little bit more of a progression to where, I don't know, maybe in like the Hidan Kakuzu arc is where his perviness climaxes or something, but it's kind of a sudden shift.
Yeah, I mean, I never was really looking at Naruto for all of this anyways, and it wasn't really an aspect that was really there outside of a couple gags here and there, like the infamous 106, but it feels like he's almost making this one of the... He's incorporating it more into, like, the plot, rather than a gag. It was already kind of there with Sexy Jutsu, if you want to count that, but that's obviously was a gag.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say for sure, because we kind of have to see, like, one, how often this whole thing keeps reoccurring, and two, whether or not it just becomes a big plot point or not. I guess it technically does because it's the reason he likes Hinata right now.
Well, yeah, because the way he's playing it off is not even as a gag. He's just incorporating gags into this scene.
Yeah. Well, it's Naruto's character at this point, but...
Yeah, what I'll say for, like, a praise for this is if it's the idea to where Jiraiya's with Naruto and Naruto's whole character arc journey with Jiraiya is about growing up, then I think that can work. And don't do it in part 1 and do it in part 2 if you're going to do that. So it hits all the harder when Jiraiya dies, when Naruto's at this age.
I think he's definitely, I think that is part of it. He might be trying to really extra amp up Naruto and Jiraiya's bond here so that it like really shows how much he and Jiraiya got close because Naruto's just being Jiraiya. Which to some extent, the opening scene in Shippuden kind of does this, where they're like making jokes like, oh yeah, this is what you weren't supposed to teach him, Jiraiya. Like, haha, he's becoming even more like Jiraiya. And then Jiraiya's like, wow, Sakura's becoming even more like Tsunade. Like, they do that. He's just taking this even extremer.
Yeah. I wish instead of this one specific aspect, they would just do like all of the joys of growing up and however that would translate to seeing that in Naruto. I think that would work really well. Especially since Naruto feels like he's really matured by the war arc when he meets his dad anyways. It feels like it's really coming of age
the pain
in the first place, but... Okay, got it, whatever.
Expression and says,
you just love the pain
Naruto,
arc.
What did you think about Hinata? Naruto looks at her and says, she was very nice as always, trying to cover up his embarrassment. Sakura says, I've never seen you blushing so much before, Naruto. Did something happen? Naruto says, no, nothing. Sakura says, oh, give me a break. It's kind of obvious that you have a crush on her. Naruto screams, ah, Sakura, I gotta go to Ichiraku. See you later. Naruto jumps away as well, leaving Sakura behind, arriving on Ichiraku to have ramen with Iruka. Now, onto the Kazekage rescue arc. A lot of people dislike this arc, but most of these people have only
It's like 95% failure of the anime, okay. Yes.
Oh, that reminds me of, okay, when we get to it, my little segue topic relates to the good doppelgangers.
4 a.m.
Not in the way you might expect, but...
So yes, this arc is very slow paced in the anime, and that's just because they shove so much filler in it. In the manga, however, this arc has a very quick pace, and there are practically no issues with it. Having said that, there are things I will change and add to this arc. The first edition happens when Team Kakashi is fighting Itachi's body double. The fight will be exactly the same, but there will be something else. We get a quick
instead of a big bar Rasengan, it's something actually good.
Yeah.
Panel during the battle of someone who's watching them battling in the forest nearby. The figure is hiding in the bushes, wearing a heavy dark overcoat with a hood that covers the entire body. The figure's face is completely obscured by an Oni mask, which is essentially a Japanese. The figure's face is completely obscured by an Oni mask, which is essentially a Japanese demon. The mask wraps around the entire head, depicting intimidating fangs and horns. The mask does not have an opening for the user's eyes. It seems like eyesight is completely blocked by it. The figure watches Team Kakashi battle Itachi without saying anything. Yeah. Another addition is that after the Akatsuki seals Gaara, the leader will ask Itachi, will your jutsu delay them? Itachi will reply, yes. Meaning that the 5 seal barrier Konoha has to break before entering the Akatsuki cave will be an Itachi jutsu. Before Konoha enters the cave, Deidara will also resupply his claim.
Maybe he's planning to do something with that later.
Yeah, I was always wondering one of two things. One, what you said. 2, if the point is Itachi made it so that they could win, because he's the double agent.
Yeah, but that's gonna look like way worse if Itachi's saying, yes, it's gonna stop him, and then it doesn't.
Well, no. He says, will it delay them?
Okay, and if it doesn't delay them, it's gonna look bad.
No, it will delay them. It just won't stop. Well, it's gonna delay Team Guy.
Well, he's changing it, obviously, so we'll see how he changes it.
Yeah, true.
So. And he's not, let's be real, Pain isn't asking, will it delay them by 0.03 seconds? No, he's asking if it's going to delay them long enough for this to actually matter. And so Itachi can't play semantics here. He has to give Pain an answer to what he's actually meaning.
I still think it'd be cool if they just did the Zetsu clone thing.
Practically ran out of it after finding Gaara. Though the resupply he gets in the cave is by no means a lot of clay. It was just something he had for reserve lying around. As Team Guy and Team Kakashi reunite in front of the cave and plan on how to get rid of the seal, we see that the Oni mask figure is watching them from afar. When Neji uses his Byakugan to scout where the sealing tags are located, we see that the figure uses hand signs casting a jutsu. Even though the Oni masked figure was relatively close to Neji when he used the Byakugan does not see the figure at all. It seems like this figure with the Oni mask has exceptional concealment jutsus and was prepared to
Wait, did I miss something? He said that he did see this guy using the hand signs, but he's not seeing him at all.
Rewind it.
Scout where the sealing tags are located, we see that the figure uses hand signs.
The audience sees it.
Even though the Oni masked figure was relatively close to Neji when he used the Byakugan does not see the figure at all. It seems like this figure with the Oni mask has exceptional concealment jutsus and was prepared to counter something like the Byakugan. Things develop the same way. Team Kakashi enters the cave. Deidara and Sasori have the same conversation on top of Gaara's corpse. However, when Naruto summons that large shuriken and tosses it towards them, he'll show a jutsu he's learned over the time skip. As he tosses that large shuriken pissed off after seeing Gaara dead, being treated really poorly, he weaves hand signs saying, "Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu!"
I don't like Rage Form QB Naruto, hot-headed Naruto doing this. The one who's rushing into combat, because he's bad. And then complaining that he's weak later on, but he's probably going to change that. But still, he's not changing the Rage Naruto.
I'll say two things. One, Naruto of all people should have like the Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu, given that he's the Shadow Clone guy. He should just be using all his weapons. Two, I don't really like Naruto throwing the Shuriken in the first place. As if, you know, Mizuki's attack was gonna work on the Akatsuki. Like, really? Like, Naruto should just be rushing in at full speed, crazy mode. The problem there is that Sasori would just stab him and he would die, but ignoring that aspect, Naruto would just rush in for Taijutsu.
Okay. But at the same time, it's a little unfair to say Mizuki's attack, because it's about the wielder and how strong they are and how strong they make the attack.
You know, Mizuki actually throws it way cooler. He's doing freaking flip-de-doos with his fingers and throwing it, doing a bendy round thing. I think Mizuki's better at this attack than Naruto.
Yes, but it shows that Naruto has learned more jutsus with Jiraiya, and this jutsu will be useful later as well. Things will then happen largely the same way. Naruto and Kakashi have a scuffle with Deidara and then give chase. Team Guy is fighting their doppelgangers, and Sakura and Chiu are fighting Sasori. As the Sasori
I'm
fight
surprised
unfolds,
he actually just kept the doppelgangers, because now I'm curious, is he gonna keep stronger than we were yesterday? Like, I feel like of all things for Dygo to hate in this arc, it would be that.
Well, are you specifying that because it's Dygo or because everyone else hates it?
Both.
Well, what about Dygo specifically makes you think Dygo would hate it?
Because he's gonna have the connotation, even though the manga doesn't drag it out as much as the anime, I know he hates the anime filler, especially with this arc. So he's just gonna be going into it pissed about that, because it's related to that.
Sure.
It will go about the same way. However, when Sakura uses that paper bomb to escape Sasori's poisonous cloud, she will yell at Sasori like in the original, telling him that she'll beat him no matter what, and then...
I didn't see what it does, though.
Surprise, the genjutsu doesn't take effect at all. Sakura remarks on how weird that is. It wasn't as though Sasori blocked or broke out of the genjutsu. It was as though the genjutsu didn't find a target whatsoever. She inquires about it with Chiyo, and Chiyo says that she has some suspicions as to why the genjutsu didn't work. She then tells Sakura she shouldn't try genjutsu for now. This scene serves to show that Sakura has actually incorporated genjutsu in her fighting style.
Actually, that's the moral. Back to Daigo's rewrite.
Well, hang on real quick. I wrote
Oodie, I'm going to quote you for a minute. Go ahead and say your point, but I'm going to quote you first. Well, I'm not going to literally quote you, but I'm going to quote things that you've said. Oodie, it is 5:30 a.m. and we are halfway done the Dygo rewrite. Do you really want to segue to another derailment?
So...
But please, go ahead and continue.
So I can't even find the topic that I want to go to, so I'm just not even going to do it right now.
Okay, reshare your screen, though.
Sure. But also, there would be nothing wrong with doing a part 1 and a part 2 to this part 8.
Yes, there would.
Okay.
Into
a 27-minute video. We're halfway done. We cut
to Naruto and Kakashi chasing Deidara. Kakashi will tell Naruto the same things he tells him in the original, how they have to use long-range jutsus or close in with Deidara because he's just flying above them, way too far away from their melee reach. And as Deidara replenished some of his clay in the cave, he is able to offend Naruto and Kakashi with explosives. He creates birds, tossing them down.
Okay.
The word offend.
So I don't think it's probably tactically okay to say what he just said. But like, two things. One, I understand people say to defend an attack. People don't say like offend the other way for the offensive version of that.
Maybe not up in Maine, they don't.
They don't say it in the South either.
Well, they say it in Dygo South.
Yeah, so but it's extra funny though when you interpret it as he's like offending Naruto, like it's offensive.
Yeah.
Like he's like, oh, that hurt my feelings.
Yeah, I was thinking about like that too. By the way, shout out the Shukaku sand that you were pointing out earlier. It's right there.
Yep.
On screen.
Naruto and Kakashi use shadow clones as decoys to avoid the explosions, so we mix that.
See, I feel like I pause every 2 seconds. I feel like, again, I don't like Naruto being overly smart in his rage form, using ninja tactics strategy. That sort of goes against the point of it being Kurama, the monster he's not supposed to use. You know,
yeah, or at least him just being enraged and not thinking clearly.
You know, like overly emotional, hot-headed, as he's typically described, rushing into combat.
No, literally, that's the thing Itachi said about Naruto. You know, his vague thing is about him doing that.
Kakashi delivers with some action, which is good to make things a little less dragged out. Deidara then throws a swarm of a dozen small explosive birds. Naruto tosses a shuriken.
It cannot get Deidara's name right.
Saying, "Shuriken, shadow clone jutsu." The shuriken turns into a dozen shurikens, which all intercept one of the explosive birds midair, detonating them before they impact Naruto or Kakashi. Naruto is angry but determined. His whiskers are more pronounced, and his eyes are red with slits for pupils. The Kyuubi chakra is leaking. He will say, "Don't worry, Kakashi-sensei."
This isn't a problem. But it is very funny, just the timing of this, is like, the fact that Naruto's Shadow Shuriken Jutsu worked and made them explode is what's making him mad.
I love it.
Or two while I was away. That shuriken jutsu is a good trick, but it won't be enough, Naruto said.
I mean, to be fair, if Deidara just didn't clay clone substitute or whatever, I think Naruto still would have transformed from just punching Deidara and being more mad. That's not to say the way it works out now doesn't make sense or wouldn't be better or anything else otherwise. Love it, but I think it still would have happened even if he had less reason to be upset.
Yes, that was not the only thing I learned, Kakashi-sensei. I have more tricks.
Why is this whisker mark so much more pronounced than the other 5.
And why is the right one so much darker than the left one?
Up my sleeve. Kakashi looks at Naruto's determined.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Rage form Naruto's teen design is just so much less cool than his part 1 red form design.
He doesn't look as ragey.
I know. It feels like the weird
his,
thing.
One Tails one where his teeth, which is also interesting. In part 1, his One Tail cloak doesn't look like a Shippuden one, where like you get like the black lipstick and the really sharp fangs. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, he definitely gets that in his 3 Tails form, but still.
No, even his 2 Tails form, it gets later. It starts to do that.
Yeah, but we don't really ever see him in his 2 Tails form. It's like Curse Mark 2 Sasuke. We didn't get to see him in part 1, really.
We see it against Data.
Not in part 1.
I'm talking part 2.
Okay, and my example was Curse Mark 2 Sasuke from part 1.
We at least... I'm stuck with the visuals, man. We see it. You know what it looks like. We know what both of them look like.
We see it. Just like we see 4 Tails Naruto in V1.
Okay, so we know what that looks like.
Okay.
Learn, Kakashi-sensei. I have more tricks up my sleeve. Kakashi looks at Naruto's determined face. He says, very well. We will get Gaara back no matter what. I have a jutsu that will end this fight, but I'm not terribly used to it yet. It will take some time to charge. You'll have to buy me some. Naruto nods, creating 2
Not buy me some time, just buy me some. I know that's what he already was saying, but... I feel like I've never heard someone say it like that.
Shadow clones. Chiyu and Sakura's fight keeps on going the same way as in the original. However, the fight keeps going.
Yes.
And Chiyo's 10 puppets clash.
Okay, real quick.
Sasori's
Okay, go back.
1.
I'm so sorry. But I gotta get. Okay, so when a certain puppet gets up close, I might need to pause it. The one that gets up close.
At that point, the fight
here.
Okay, the one on the right when it gets up close.
Okay.
Keeps going.
Okay. Have you also always thought that this looks kind of like Orochimaru?
I can see it.
I've always just felt like, it just feels like a Orochimaru puppet.
Okay, let me see.
Also, real quick, if you go back, it looks like Omaway is doing a trick in the background, because it's covering the face, obviously.
Kind of reminds me of the face structure of this guy.
Oh my god. That's funny.
Such a... Looking at it,
Look in the back, it looks like Omaway is doing, like, sword tricks.
You could also argue maybe, like, something or the other in regards to this, somehow. The jawline kind of reminds me. It also, shout out Space, kind of like this guy, if I could get a good image, because none of these are good. Okay, this one's a good image. The chin. Weird jawline. Look, there's better images, but... What if I just type chin?
Well, at that point,
okay, there we go.
Fairly Odd Parents.
Yes. He is wearing crimson.
And Chiyo's 10 puppets clash with Sasori's 100 puppets. However, Sakura will do one additional thing during that clash, as she is bunching around many puppets as well. Before she tosses Chiyo's sealing jutsu towards Sasori's...
Even this looks so much vastly different from the manga introduction of Sakura in Shippuden design. It just looks like Shippuden Sakura. Kind of.
I don't know what it looks like in the manga for this scene, but...
Well, I'm talking about the anime here, but...
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Original body, she will target Sasori with a genjutsu again, but this time...
Okay, no, this proves our point. The difference between these two is staggering, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
She aims specifically at his
she looks
living
more manly,
core. Weaving hand
Yeah.
signs, she casts ninja art, drowning paralysis. This time the genjutsu procs, but it is broken almost immediately by Sasori. Sasori laughs at her and says, "Do you think a genjutsu this mediocre will work against me? It doesn't matter if you found out where to target me. It's simply too weak to do anything. The fight keeps going the same way as it did in the original.
Well, so much for Dygo making Sakura Genjutsu Prodigy, I guess.
Sakura takes the sword hit for Chiyo, but the very ending of the fight will be slightly different. Sasori goes for his final attack to finish Chiyo off, while Sakura is impaled by his sword. Sakura then weaves hand signs once again, powering through the poison in her system, and casts another genjutsu aiming at Sasori. Ninja art, inner self release. Sasori sees what seems a black and white shadow of Sakura erupting out of her body and grappling Sasori with such strength that paralyzes his moves completely, halting his motion that was about to kill Chiyo. Sasori is completely stopped.
I'm so glad this is continuing to be a part 2 thing instead of being left behind in part 1. Oh, but it's showing Kid Sakura versus Teen Sakura. Look, she's grown just like Naruto, who dropped Believe It. Yeah, Naruto should have kept Believe It too.
Yeah, I agree. That said, well, I'm playing out the scene. I don't think he should have added this scene in this scene. Like this genjutsu, I think he should have left the scene the way it was and just implemented this genjutsu somewhere else. Because I don't even know what the drowning paralysis does. Drowning paralysis could have just been this genjutsu for all I care. But like, I like this as a concept. I want to keep this, just like Believe It, which Dygo's doing.
Yeah. By the way,
like,
I've never noticed this. This says inner. Yeah. This says Sakura. Inner Sakura.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. But were you finished with your thought there?
Yeah.
Okay. I just
went to have had astral genjutsu thing.
Yeah. Projection that's just grappling Sasori screams, Shanaro! I'll stop you no matter what!
So this just is what she does to Ino in that mind transfer jutsu thing. I hope he like references that as like Sakura's inspiration.
Yeah, it might be the inspiration, but it's not necessarily the same thing, but like similar.
It's the same thing. Okay, you cannot nitpick it to be different. It's the same.
Well, what do you mean? Do you mean in terms of the way it looks or what literally happened?
It's the same thing. Okay, we don't need to be semantic.
What's literally happening is that Ino put her mind in Sakura, so the inner self's already there. Whereas in this case, Sakura's almost doing the opposite. She's putting her inner self in Sasori, or in the real world, really, and choking him out, but it's also, again, jutsu. It's not really happening. And yeah, it's not the same.
Why would you even focus on that aspect? Which we obviously wouldn't include. Okay, does Sasori have mind transfer jutsu?
Exactly, it's not the same.
And so if I were to say that, then we would colloquialize the term to get to what I obviously would mean.
And I said it was visually, I said if you mean visually the same, and you said, and you corrected me by saying it's the same, as if to say it's more than the way it looks. But now it seems like you're going back, you're backtracking, huh?
You know what? You deserve to be corrected.
Sasori says, alarmed, Genjutsu.
Okay. Oh my god!
What?
Space there.
Yeah, I'm glad we're on the same page. That's why I paused. It's like, what?
So you go back to where it's zoomed out, remove the subtitles, and take a screenshot.
There we go.
I don't know what we'll use this for, but
we'll use it.
Yeah, so Oodie, do you think this is one of those scenes that the anime is drawing be better than Kishimoto, huh?
Okay, find me the exact panel that this is adapting.
Okay, let's go see. The problem is, what is this adapting?
Yeah, that's the problem. Oh, the Sasori fight?
Well, so it's probably a late Sasori fight anyway, so let's...
And I need it exact, okay? If this is one frame off either too early or too late, doesn't count.
Alright, well, let's just try and find it. Alright, it's gonna be probably after he stabs her at some point. Try this next chapter. It looks like his hood's off here, right?
Yeah.
Alright, let's just wait for a hood to come off.
So, Chad, how are you doing today?
Okay, so I don't know if this is the one, but like so far, this is probably the closest thing I've seen. Like this look, yeah, I know he has the knife in him. I can see in the bottom right corner.
You know you're not sharing your screen, right?
So this might be it, but I don't know.
Well, to be fair, this is also not very good.
I think this is fine. He looks puppety.
No, he definitely looks puppety. I'll give you
The
that.
other one, he just looks like he hasn't slept in 30 years.
Well, to be fair, he hasn't.
He doesn't even look like he's in pain.
He doesn't even look like a puppet here. He
bleeding.
just looks human.
Who hasn't slept?
Yeah.
Alright,
Genjutsu,
continue.
but how can I break out of this immediately? Sakura says, the one before wasn't my strongest genjutsu. Chiyo then
why would she
impales
use it?
Sasori with the father and mother puppets, ending the battle. Chiyo heals Sakura
Okay,
using the
yeah,
life-transferring ninjutsu, and their exchange with the dying Sasori goes exactly the same.
Yeah, so he is just rewriting the meaning of that scene.
Yeah. That's okay.
Slightly altering the ending of the fight shows the power of Sakura's new genjutsu. She uses her inner self avatar as a genjutsu that can grapple and paralyze or even punch and inflict psychological pain on the target. This makes Sakura very strong. It also gives her inner self persona more
Bruh.
focus as well, which I've always liked about her character. In the original, the ending of the fight implies that Sasori let himself get hit, which I never liked, so this ending actually gives a full, complete victory to Sakura and Chiyo, because they actually beat him without him giving up.
I'm fine with him
which I just
saying
think works better for Sakura overall as a character.
I'm fine with saying he doesn't like it. But
we do.
I do have to ask, did he understand it fully?
I'm
Because,
sure he
like,
did. Well, he's giving his reason, and his reason wasn't that. It's because this gives Sakura her win as a character, her full win. So that's what he didn't like about it. Because he said he doesn't like it, and he's explaining why. So I think that's the reason, more than anything else.
Yeah, but I feel like you can just do that for Sakura anywhere else. I mean, I guess I get it. He likes it, feels more like a victory. That's fair, but
I mean, it is really just plot anyways, because story is thematically the same exact thing happens. It doesn't matter whether Sasori chooses to do it or not. His parent puppets are the ones stabbing, killing, hugging him to death. So there is still
but like
poetic
he
there.
wanted that. He wants them to hug him.
It's still the same poetic meaning, in my opinion.
I think it's losing something
It
if it's
is.
not his choice.
It is losing something. But only something.
But I agree. I like it being his choice.
Yeah. But I can understand the Sakura angle.
See her evolution from being very useless to being very useful in defeating an Akatsuki member that's...
And that's also the thing. People always point to this as Sakura's most useful scene. I'm sure that Dygo, in a way, doesn't like that because he wants her to have more useful scenes. But at the same time, he's probably going to play into that to make this, by and large, even more useful than normal. And I think that he's doing that. In fact, maybe he saw an argument somewhere of, like, someone said, oh, Sakura was useful. Remember the Sasori fight? And then someone would counter by saying, oh, actually, Sasori did that himself, so Sakura was useless the whole time. And so Daigo's fixing that by making her useful here. I could totally see that be his inspiration.
works better for Sakura overall as a character. We can see her evolution from being very useless to being very useful in defeating an Akatsuki member that's very powerful. We cut back to Naruto and Kakashi. The two shadow clones Naruto created form a Rasengan. Both clones then jump above the real Naruto, one holding the Rasengan, the other one weaving hand signs. The real Naruto weaves hand signs as well, saying, "Wind style, Gale Palm!" The wind style jutsu shoots rapid air from Naruto's palms, propelling both clones with extreme speed towards the flying Deidara. As Deidara sees that, he immediately tosses 6 small clay birds towards the flying clones.
Can't believe you made me rewind for that filler. Who cares?
Well, I was just confused on what was happening.
No, that's fine, that's fine. I didn't listen both times.
The clone who was weaving
honestly, I gotta do that again.
But
you know what, that's what I
shuriken at the birds, using another shuriken shadow clone jutsu to intercept the incoming birds that explode mid-air before they can hit the clones, and the explosion creates a smoke screen. The Naruto clone carrying the Rasengan crosses the smoke, aiming the Rasengan straight at the belly of Deidara's massive bird. At the last moment, Deidara veers left, executing an evasive maneuver, and the clone flies off target. As Naruto's clone passes by right next to Deidara's bird, it swipes its wing, dispelling the clone. Deidara thinks, "I have to be careful, I'm running out of clay again." Kakashi thinks, "Naruto, so you're a wind cell type, huh? Interesting." Naruto says, "I guess only 2 clones weren't enough. How much longer?"
Okay, that's a ridiculous place to put that. I do not think Kakashi would even, like, consider that at this moment. This high-stakes battle. But okay.
Kakashi-sensei, almost there. Naruto creates more shadow clones, now producing 20 of them. The clones use wind-style Gale Palm systematically to launch themselves into the air towards Deidara, the original Naruto being the only one remaining on ground level. Deidara launches more explosive birds, trying to deter their advancement, but now several clones use the Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu to block and explode them mid-air once.
Well, what is Daigo's obsession with it? It's the same, I knew.
He loves this jutsu.
You know what? At least I think because this is the thing that he complains about anyways, that kunai or shuriken just aren't useful or whatever in Naruto, so he's probably doing it for that reason, if nothing else. I'll also note how shocked I am that he just gave Naruto Gel Palm.
Considering he hates Boruto, so just by association.
Well, to be fair, it's an Naruto jutsu too, like Naruto has it. But yeah.
Okay. He gave Naruto Boruto's technique. Does that rewording it help you there?
I guess he doesn't necessarily hate all of Boruto's jutsu.
So there you go.
The original Naruto being the only one remaining on ground level. Deidara launches more explosive.
Not just Boruto. Not just Boruto anime. That is Boruto filler.
He has it in the manga too.
Okay, he showed a visual of the Boruto anime filler.
Did Dygo edit this? Or did he have an editor edit it?
Okay. Pretty sure he edits all of his videos, by the way.
Birds trying to deter their advancement. But now several clones use the Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu.
Did he have an editor 2 years ago?
I don't know when he started using them, but I literally talked to him about editors, so I know he's had editors edit videos before.
He was lying.
To block and explode them mid-air once more. Deidara thinks, with only 1 arm and low chakra, I can't create faster explosives. That Shuriken Jutsu isn't even that good. Deidara says, "You know what, Jinchuriki?"
So I'm sure he means, like, the birds flying faster, but...
Yeah, well, I assume what he really meant is I can't make the sculptures quicker. But
okay, that makes more sense, yeah.
Because obviously the funny interpretation, the explosions themselves are faster.
Yeah, I agree. So the second thing, this isn't the actual main point, but Deidara making this space as he says this line, I just love this. This is funny. And the third thing is, okay, on one hand, he's making Naruto, like, better because he's got more jutsu. But on the other hand, first of all, he's just spamming Shuriken Shadow Jutsu again and again and again. And 2, he's having Deidara specifically comment on how this jutsu isn't even that good. So,
if anything, because he's spamming this jutsu, it's bringing down the average power of Naruto's jutsus.
Yeah, because he's using this one all the time. And then Dato's commenting on how it's not even that good. It's go-to technique here.
You're kind of pissing me off. Naruto's 20 airborne clones passed through the smoke created by the birds that exploded, surrounding Dato's massive bird from all sides. They all weave hand signs at the same time saying, "Wind style, wind bullets!" A barrage of fast wind bullets pelts Dato's bird as they are shot from all sides, coming out of the clones' mouths. Even though Dato is hit by quite some of them, making him bleed, he counterattacks, launching the explosive birds towards the clones. The birds hit the airborne clones, exploding and destroying them all around Dato's massive bird. Dato then says, "Well, how about a larger payload?" Dato uses the rest of his clay and creates a very large bird, tossing it towards Naruto and Kakashi on the ground. Naruto thinks, the shurikens can't stop something this big. He then weaves hand signs and says, "Wind style, wind dragon!" The air in front of Naruto takes the shape of a large Japanese...
Bro's giving him this is insane. Okay.
I'm sorry, this is so stupid. But, like, I have to break it up. Dygo doesn't need Naruto to have the Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu. Do you know why?
Yes, wind style.
No. Ignore wind style. Naruto has a jutsu that fundamentally achieves the same end result.
The whatever jutsu? Shadow Clone Jutsu?
Close.
Oh, right. No, yeah. Whenever he does Shadow Clone Jutsu, those Shadow Clones also have shurikens.
So do you know the name of the technique? Do you know the name of the technique?
No, I don't.
Everywhere! Shuriken!
Right. Everywhere shuriken. How did I forget?
So why did Dygo even have Naruto learn this? He already has the everywhere shuriken jutsu in the Kunai Crush arc.
See, these are the answers we need.
So that's going. If we're rewriting Dygo's rewrite, Naruto's using everywhere shuriken against Data.
I love it.
Dragon that dashes towards the massive explosive bird. The dragon impacts the bird with immense force, biting it and detonating the bird. Naruto and Kakashi feel the explosion and the shockwave, but are not harmed by it, and they cross through the smoke left behind. Kakashi says, "Well done, Naruto. Now it's my turn." Kakashi then reveals his Mangekyo and uses Kamui on Deidara. The scene then progresses the same way as it did in the original. The Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu was not the only jutsu Naruto learned over the time skip. He also learned...
Okay.
It'd be so hilarious if he wrote this in.
That's the only one to use this.
If Dygo wrote this in to get away from people saying the Big Ball Rasengan's the only thing Naruto learned on the time skip, just for people to turn around and say, this jutsu's the only one he learned over the time skip. I could so
be funny.
A good amount of wind-style jutsus during that time. This makes Naruto's arsenal more diverse and his fights just more fun and interesting, simply because he has more options than just shadow clones and Rasengans. It shows that Naruto progressed further during the time skip than in the original, and this exchange with Deidara also shows up.
I'm pretty sure Dygo confirmed that he is actually now gonna do a rewrite Boruto. Whenever he gets there, obviously. So...
Yeah, he said that a while ago.
So... is Boruto just gonna keep all of this, or is it just gonna be rehash of Naruto's arsenal?
So that one's just his rewrite Boruto, at least from the way he's in the past, is just gonna be like disregarding the whole story. He's just gonna rewrite it from scratch.
No, I know, but that's not gonna be the story. If he likes Boruto's arsenal enough to use it here for Naruto, is he gonna keep that for Boruto?
Potentially, I guess.
I mean, it feels a little cheap in a way, but it's fine.
off Naruto's strength. Even though Deidara was extremely nerfed during this fight, it was still a good bout. We cut to Team Guy after they just defeat their doppelgangers. It is revealed that they were all under the influence of a genjutsu that was cast on them when they removed the tag at the same time. None of them realized it was a genjutsu, not even Neji. The genjutsu was only dispelled after they defeated their doppelgangers, and this was Itachi's genjutsu. In hindsight, if you think about it, it makes no sense for the genjutsu to end, so Itachi definitely meant the genjutsu to be breakable. Making this doppelganger technique into a genjutsu instead of just a weird ninjutsu solves a huge problem. Why wouldn't they just use this jutsu again? It literally creates a copy of anyone as far as we can tell, and imagine casting this on Madara or Hashirama. You're just gonna have another Madara or Hashirama laying around. It just creates a lot of issues. So if it's a...
So I do want to say a funny thing real quick. My Hero Academia, it's a freaking penultimate season going into the literal final fight, so they just have a character since season 2 that has like a mind control ability, and so he's just like not in the series for like 99% of it, but turns out his ability just can infinitely scale up to where he just is affecting like the top hitters of the verse. Just for no reason, he just can do that. They just don't have the resistance. It's so stupid. Like, they don't just flex their way out of it or anything. Are we back?
Really inspired.
Are we ready to finish this episode at 6:30 a.m.?
How much longer do we have left?
Like 4 minutes. Hopefully 3.
Okay. Well, let's go for it.
Genjutsu, it just makes more sense, and it's cool because it's Itachi's, and we can also put some of Itachi's head.
This is a really ugly picture of Itachi. It's kind of similar to that Kawaki Sarada pose, if you know what I'm talking about. The episode 189
Kawaki Sarada pose?
Yeah, the episode 189 version. He's telling Gaara his breath stinks as Sarada's Mangekyo Sharingan kills Ryu. Bro, you know what I'm talking about. Your brain's just mush because it's 6:30. It's the downwards camera angle, Kamui. You know what it is. Oh.
Okay, I've seen this pose.
Yeah. And it's ugly. Look at his eye covered by his
No,
hair.
you just hate Itachi, bro. You're such a hater.
So Kamui, you think this art looks pretty? Go ahead, let's hear you say it. Go ahead.
Not pretty, but cool.
Oh. Yeah, I think it looks coolly bad.
No, you just hate Itachi.
Whatever helps you sleep
you
at
hate
night.
The story of Naruto.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Hidden intentions in it as well. Naruto and Kakashi's fight against Deidara happens largely the same way. However, there will be a difference when Naruto's Kyuubi chakra comes out and he forms the Two Tails mantle. We see now when that happens that the Oni mask figure has been watching their fight against Deidara from afar all along. As soon as the figure notices the Kyuubi chakra oozing out of Naruto and losing control, it dashes towards Naruto, weaving hand signs. However, Kakashi is closer and gets to Naruto before the figure in the mask. The Oni mask figure then stops as it sees Kakashi arriving before him and retreats. But Kakashi doesn't notice this.
Okay, this does suggest to me that it is.
Kakashi won't suppress the Nine Tails chakra with a paper
I'm
Jiraiya
down
gave
for
it
it
to
being
them.
someone
But
else.
with a sealing jutsu that he himself produces by weaving hand signs and touching Naruto's forehead, you can see sealing glyphs just wrapping around Naruto and suppressing the Kyuubi chakra. It's a very difficult process that takes a lot of Kakashi's energy, especially after he used the Mangekyo, who really drains him out. After the chakra is suppressed, Kakashi thinks, if more chakra had come out, I wouldn't have been able to stop it. This shows another of Kakashi's 1,000 copy jutsus, and I think it's a much cooler way of having Naruto's chakra suppressed than having Deus Ex paper given by Jiraiya at the last moment when we get the flashback showing what happened. So I just think this way is better. The rest of the arc remains the same. Chio resurrects Gaara, bring him back to life, and then dies. We're then introduced to Toby, Team Guy and Team Kakashi return to the Leaf Village. However, the
fact that he says we're then introduced to Toby makes it seem like the masked guy's not Obito, but I feel like it is.
So,
yeah, I mean, just because you're being more and more gung-ho on it being Obito, I'm more and more gung-ho on it being not Obito. So.
We've chosen our sides. We've lumped ourselves into these categories. Now we gotta die on this hill.
Well, it's just I feel like it's him, but I want it to be like Orochimaru or something, but I feel like it's Obito.
Oh, I hear the QB chakra flared during that last mission. I take it he took care of it? We now see who he was talking to. It's not Sai, like in the original.
Itachi?
It's the only masked figure who was watching over Team Kakashi during their entire mission. The figure is kneeling in front of Danzo. The only masked figure then says, "It wasn't me. The copy ninja got there faster than I could." Were you spotted? I wasn't found out. Okay. Even though one of them had a Byakugan, I am positive no one saw me. That's see. Cool. I made the right choice picking you, after all. Your skill set is perfect for the mission I gave you.
So let's not deny the possibility. It's still possible this is Obito. Just saying.
You're gonna let me say no. I think this is his new Sai.
Okay.
And your mind seems to be in the right place as well. Tell me more about the Akatsuki. One of them was Sasori of the Red Sen. He was killed by Lady Chiyo of the Sen village and Sakura Haruno. Although I didn't see that fight in detail. The other one is called Deidara from the Stone village. He used explosive long-ranged techniques. The lead team thinks he destroyed himself during his last attack, but I saw him escaping. What about the boy? Naruto Uzumaki has
I feel like this is something that would usually be off-screen, but whatever works.
Remarkable potential, but I can see that the ceiling containing the Nine Tails is unraveling. It will soon become a grave issue just like you predicted, Lord Danzo. Yes, once it ruptures completely, the Nine Tails will take over and kill the boy, and then destroy the entire village. I will stop it, my lord. Do not act in haste, Agent Atani. For now, keep on watching Naruto Uzumaki, and report back to me.
What does that mean?
As you wish, my lord.
He chose that name for a reason. Like and
subscribe if you enjoy the...
Yeah, I made it up. It was Atani?
Well, rewind it, because I don't know if it's how it was spelled. In the subtitles, it's right.
We'll ignore the subtitles.
And then destroy the entire village. I will stop it, my lord. Do not act in haste, Agent Atani. For now.
Yeah, Atani.
Yeah.
At least that's what it sounds like.
Not to be confused with Watani.
He thought I was saying the same thing.
Now keep on watching Naruto Uzumaki.
Can I just say how quickly he randomly got to this from the previous thing? It's like, yeah, then they revived Gaara and went back home. Going to the next scene.
Report back to me. As you wish, my lord. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the beginning of Naruto Shippuden in the rewrite. Watch part 9.
Okay, and people were really hyped for us meeting this new character as well. So, I guess that says something about Agent Atani, the new character in Shippuden. Yeah, actually, that is a good point. Someone did say it's a new character, so I technically already knew that, but I didn't even consider that until now. But anyways, cool episode. Part 8.
It only took us 6 hours.
Only 5.5. Well, hey.
Mr. Sparling really wanted to join earlier.
27 minutes, that's pretty good. For us. Paradox, we're going to bed, but you can do our outro.
No, he just messaged me. I'm about to say we're about to go to bed.
He disrespects Neji and Rock Lee. He makes Sasuke beat the crap out of Neji, making him almost decapitated. And he disrespects Lee as well. The audacity of him. I watched this series, and he disrespected my glorious king.
What did you think before that?
Huh?
It was good enough to get to that point, so hey, at least there's something there.
It's inaccurate. If it was more accurate, Lee would have destroyed Sasuke.
It's a rewrite.
And Neji would have not gone and done that story. he has this thumbnail where Neji's all blooded being held by Sasuke. Like, what the hell?
So why would it be inaccurate to Daigo's canon?
Well, his canon is wrong. How about that?
It's definitely the point.
His canon is incorrect.
Yeah, that's what a rewrite is. I agree.
Typically, after Lee is destroying Sasuke at that point of the story.
Which point of the story were you talking about?
Spoilers.
No, I don't quite remember because it was a while that I watched it, but I think it was before the 5 Kage Summit. It was in one of his earlier, semi-earlier arcs. I would have to double check.
Yeah, but I know, Kamui, I do know where he's at in the rewriting series in terms of the canon in Naruto, if you want me to tell you.
Huh?
Well,
what did you say?
I'm saying I know where Daigo is currently at in his rewrite series in comparison to, like, the canon of Naruto.
Where is he now? Because I stopped watching after he did back to my glorious king.
Well, Kamui, do you want to know?
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
Okay. Next episode, he's doing the Jiraiya versus Pain fight. So that's
oh my 61. God.
I know.
How many changes in episodes worth of changes is he did all Kazekage rescue? He's basically done one arc per episode. How many Daigo original arcs? How many 40 arcs are added to the story?
Basically, for somebody to turn Suigetsu into the main character, there was so many episodes based on Suigetsu. It became Suigetsu Shippuden.
Good. Favorite character for a reason.
Why couldn't it have been Rock Lee Shippuden or Neji Shippuden?
Well, you don't want to take time away from Suigetsu.
It would have been absolute cinema if it became Neji Shippuden or Rock Lee Shippuden. Or how about both?
Hey, I'm down for the Suigetsu cinema.
No, why did you like Suigetsu so much?
Because he's freaking awesome.
I was watching the new episodes and I kept cringing.
Have you seen him? I should do a Suigetsu video. I just don't know how to make it generic. So I don't want to do it.
He better give Neji and Lee a redemption, like in the walk or something. Or, actually, no, the 5 Kage Summit. In the 5 Kage Summit, they have to... Oh, yes! Yes, that's what's going to happen. Yes. Lee is going to get his revenge on Sasuke. They're going to have a rematch, I swear. On everybody's soul, that's going to happen. Lee and Sasuke are 100% going to have a rematch. And I will be there once it happens.
There you go.
I don't think that's going to happen, but...
No, it's going to happen first. He's going to make it so Lee doesn't get knocked over Sakura. Lee secretly escapes. And then after that, when Sasuke is almost blind, Lee appears to get his revenge on Sasuke. Lee has grown massively stronger. And wonder what's going to happen? Lee is going to destroy Sasuke. Negative difficulty.
Well, I can tell you right now, if that fight happens, he's going to have Sasuke win.
No. Obito is just going to have to save Sasuke. That's what's going to happen.
It's definitely possible.
Yeah, Obito is going to save Sasuke when Lee is about to kill him. That's what's going to happen.
Paradox, I'm curious.
He told me himself, trust me, bro. He told me that that's what's going to happen.
Okay. Paradox, if you were to, not Daigo's rewrite, but if you were to rewrite the official Naruto,
what one thing would you do or change or add in terms of Lee and or Neji?
Honestly, I would use for the whole side cast. Make every side cast as relevant as they were back in part 1.
Okay, that's fair. That's a good answer. I like that.
All of them were really interesting, and I feel like they could be incorporated into the story a bit better.
That being said, I never missed them as an anime only.
Yeah, I guess they're in full arcs, but my question is, why did Neji never use 120 palms again in full arc? Why would they not do that? And matter of fact, why did
writers each time? So some of them just didn't reference the filler 128 bombs that from
Outriders then. We should have been seeing Nettie use 256 bombs in the Shippuden full. That would have been peak. Then we could have gotten it in the Storm game. And who knows, maybe then Kishimoto might make it canon for the war.
Let me one up you. What if he does like a palm that isn't even a number? Like he's doing like pi palm or something. 3.1. Somehow, I don't know. He's already got rotation that's basically the same thing.
No, okay, he does the rotation 64 palms. He's rotating and attacking at the same time.
That would have been peak. So yeah, I would give Side Cows more relevancy, and we will definitely get a Sasuke and Lee rematch at the 5 Kage Summit. I want a full strength Sasuke versus a full strength Lee. I want to see that go down badly.
And what happens when Sasuke just wins?
That's not going to happen though.
Okay. Well,
because I can actually scale it. This isn't just a agenda. I can scale it. So
feel it in your bones.
The war arc is just a few months after the 5 Kage Summit, right? If we can assume that
few days, if you ask Sage of Thick Cats.
If we can assume that Lee is at least somewhat relative to the war arc, because it was like a few. How long was it? Like a few.
See, the problem with that though is Sakura goes from being where she is the 5 Kage Summit to being like close to EMS Sasuke level.
But if we were to assume that Lee is just somewhat relative to his war arc counterpart, then Lee is absolutely destroying Sasuke no death. It's because he has feats against Martyr. He threw a kunai so fast and so strong and intercepted 8th grade guy and Jubidar's trooping orb before they could touch. If Lee is at least half as relative to that, he is smoking Sasuke at full power. And especially since Sasuke would be almost blind by the time Lee fights him, he's negging in base. If Sasuke is almost blind by the point they fight, Lee is negging in base. I needed to see that happen. It could have been a recreation of the part 1 fight. Imagine if it's just a 1-to-1 recreation of the part 1 fight. That would be hilarious.
So, Paradox, did you know we have interviewed Rock Lee's voice actor?
You have? Without me? Without Paradox?
Well, to be fair, this was like a year before you joined the Discord.
A year? Oh.
Yeah.
Pretty old.
Can you get him back?
Work in progress.
Well, if Obito comes back, then we will too.
The 5 Kage Summit. Okay.
I mean, that said, you could just go watch the interview as well. I'll definitely link it to you. So there's that.
Okay, link it.
Yeah, I will.
I wonder what you think about 5 Kage Summit, Rock Lee versus Sasuke.
I mean, we definitely, if we get him back on, we can definitely give him a couple of your questions, because you are Lee's biggest fan.
I don't know about that. There are delusional Lee fans. I'm just a normal fan of it. I speak for facts. I'm not the type of person who thinks part 1 Lee beats Pain. I've seen somebody say that. I'm not a delusional Lee blazer. I'm not his #1 fan. I'm just a fan of him.
Of course. If you could ask him one question, what would it be?
Do you think Rock Lee will be relevant in Boruto?
Okay, that's actually a really good question too. I would ask.
Yeah, because it's something modern, something that's happening right now.
Yeah.
I feel like his answer would be, probably not at this rate.
Yes, but imagine if Lee, he denies all of the haters, and you know what? He comes destroying all the Shinjis with just the first game. Just imagine.
I feel like a better question to ask him would be, if Lee were to have a role in Boruto, like an actual role, what role would you want to see him have?
I completely agree. That's what I was thinking as well.
I want the role of him negging the verse. That's the role I want from him.
That is a good question.
I need to see him negging every Shinji destroying Kawaki. I need him destroying all of the upper tiers in the verse.
I love it.
I'd be down for him to fight an edgy Shinju.
Yeah.
Yo, that's messed up. Wow.
I can't believe we actually haven't talked about that yet. That's actually a really cool topic. You should like write that down so we can talk about this with someone else, like Mello or Keto or someone.
Okay.
What? Which the Neji Shinju?
Lee fights a Neji Shinju, yeah.
Also, it's so dumb that Boruto never learned 8 trigram 64 palms or a palm rotation. I would have loved to see that in the time step.
Well, if you include the anime, he kind of does.
Like, imagine if he used 8 trigram 64 Rasengan Uzohiko.
He at least implied does the Gentle Fist. That's basically...
Yeah, he does that in part 1, but I want to see him do 8 trigram 64 palms like his uncle Neji.
I mean, the Gentle Fist is practically 8 trigrams, 1 palm, to be fair.
Yes, but I need 63 more of them. I need 63 more.
You need 63 more. Okay, that's fair enough. I just want to see the green yin yang symbol underneath them again.
I know.
It would be absolute cinema. Imagine him using 8 trigram 64 palms to humble quality would be absolute cinema.
Himawari's a lock on. You're already in my range.
Himawari at least better 164 palms.
I mean, Himawari doing the 8 trigram 64 lock on. I mean, I'm down.
Would be cinema.
Freaking dope. And we'll just have Lee trainer.
Give her 1 to 28 palms. I don't care. Give her 1 to 28.
Right, sounds good to me.
Or at least, man, you want to give her Karama? Okay, 8 trigrams, 64 Bichu bombs. So
yeah, that easy, right there.
She just instead of attacking the chakra point, she just blows up each chakra point. Permanently ruins her chakra network with many Bichu bombs.
And if you ever learn Sage mode, 8 trigram Sage Art 8 trigram 1 to 28 Bichu bombs.
8 trigram 64 frog kumites. That's what I was gonna say.
Was there ever an explanation for the 8
trigram ability? If Neji were to learn the frog kumite, he could literally hit all the chakra points without even actually touching them. That actually would be a good ability for you guys.
It would be funny to just watch Neji like missing you 64 times and it works.
Yeah, that actually would be really useful. Imagine if that was like a Byakugan evolution at the end of Goldie Gypsy. That would be really cool now that I think about it.
Yeah. Real quick, Kamui, since we're talking about Himori anyways, we're not going to do the topic right now. Did you see the ridiculous rewrite I put into rewrites earlier with Himawari?
Yeah, it had to do with the Kageyama Ushiki
thing, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Can't wait
I don't
to
know what it was anymore, but it was just like, bro.
I know. Oh my god. That's why it's in a rewrite. I feel like that's the tab where we really just get to let loose without judgment.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you just write it. It doesn't matter.
Write anything.
You know what? Now that we're just saying things, I might as well just say something real quick. So do you think Koji knew that Jura wouldn't kill Boruto in chapter 13? Because he was never shown being worried when Jura shot Boruto down. He literally doesn't get a single panel, actually, after that point. Whereas he's freaking out this time around. He also specified that Jura would kill Boruto this time, as opposed to last time. So do you think he just knew Jura wasn't going to do it?
So, I've been under the impression of yes.
Okay, so I'm writing this down. I just want to know if I'm the only one. Koji knew divine intervention was gonna happen. You really think that the Jogan is immune to 10 directions?
Oh my god.
So if divine intervention, Shadow Jonathan Oliver, if that's real, it really is Shibai manipulating things to save Boruto. Okay, so Koji can see that.
I do have a cool
He
interpretation.
doesn't know what's going on with Shibai, but he sees the end result.
Yeah. I do have a cool interpretation, and I don't think it would actually play out this way. But if Koji told Boruto that he was going to be sniped there but live, Boruto is, in my opinion, going to act differently, to where he's either going to move in a way that Jura's going to snipe his heart because he is 1 inch too off, or he's going to try and run away and Jura's going to chase him down and not miss because he's going to be closer, or something else. He's going to be trying harder. Or he's just going to instantly teleport away, free Hidari, and then in the long term, Jura's just going to kill Boruto.
Yeah, well, what I was going to say, I just don't think Koji even brought up the fact that Jorah was going to snipe him at all. Like, I think he just never mentioned it to Boruto.
But that
was going to happen in chapter 13.
Yeah, but I just explained why that can be a good thing based on Singularity of Fate nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, it is technically possible since Boruto doesn't seem overly surprised that if he just doesn't seem to have much emotion in the first place when this happened. So I don't know if he knew or not, but
yeah.
But if in terms of Singularities of Fate, it makes sense why you wouldn't tell him it, because it's like you're not gonna die anyway. No need to tell you.
Yeah.
We probably shouldn't do more topics considering it's 7 a.m.
So, I know.
We just want to cut ourselves off there.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to say that.
But thankfully, we invited Paradox on to do our outro!
Bye-bye, everyone.
Paradox. We have a question.
Yeah?
Who is it that failed?
What?
If you were to pick one person, like a human person, who failed for our outro.
As opposed to a different type of person.
Well, I didn't want him to think anime character.
Okay.
Wait, I'm confused.
Good to know that Kamui thinks Naruto's inhuman.
Person failed. Who do you think failed?
Yo, the outro?
It's an integral part of the outro.
This is the outro.
Outro.
Well,
someone failed.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know, someone who has an important role in Boruto Vortex.
Walker Lee?
No, a human character, not an anime character.
Well, to be fair, there are no anime characters in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex.
I know, I said that wrong. Real life human, not an anime character, not a manga character.
Oh my god.
Aikimoto.
Oh, he said it! He said it!
Yippee.
So say it again. Who failed?
Aikimoto?
Okay. You give it a belt.
Okay.